All right, you guys, we're going to do the odds of Chapter 11b review. We are going to find first the circumference of the circle. Circumference is 2 pi r, and we're going to leave our answers in exact form, which means our answers are going to have pi at the end, so like 4.5 pi, 3 pi, 9 pi, something like that. Circumference, if the radius is 12, would be 2 pi times 12. So if I want to leave my answers exact, I'm just typing the number part into the calculator. So 2 times 12 is 24 pi. And since my units are meters, my circumference is also going to be meters. Now if I find the length of arc AB, this is the arc length formula on your formula chart, which is the measure of the arc over 360 times 2 pi r. The measure of our arc of AB is 30. So over 360 times 2 pi r, which is our circumference, which would be times 24 pi. So again, if I'm leaving this exact, I want to type in just the numbers, 30 divided by 360 times 24, which on my calculator comes out to 2. So that would be 2 pi. Arc length still has a unit of meters. For area of a circle is pi r squared. Since the radius is 12, I want pi times 12 squared, which comes out to 144 pi. Area is always units squared, just like our formula is squared, so I have meters squared in there. For area of a sector, this is the formula, the measure of the arc, which is 30 over 360 times pi r squared, which is our area, so 144 pi. Again, I'm just going to type the numbers part of this calculation, which would be 30 divided by 360 times 144, which comes out to 12 pi. Again, this is area, so this will be meters squared. Number 3, the diameter of a car tire is 28 inches. If they give me diameter, I can find the radius by dividing by 2. 28 divided by 2 gives me 14-inch radius. It says to the nearest whole number, approximately how many revolutions does the tire make when it travels a mile? If this is in inches, revolutions would be around the tire, so I'm basically calculating the circumference of one tire rotation, which would be 2 pi r. Since my radius is 14, that's 2 pi times 14, which comes out to 28 pi inches. That's how much we're traveling in one revolution. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So if I need to convert this to feet, if I'm taking inches, there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So I need to divide 28 by 12, which comes out to 2.3 repeating pi. That's one revolution in feet. So if I have 5,280 feet, I need to divide that by 2.3 repeating pi on my calculator. So I'm going to type 5,280 divided by 2.333333333 pi, and make sure you put in your calculator, put that in parentheses. Approximately that comes out to about 720.289, which to the nearest whole number would be about 720 revolutions in a mile. Number 5, designated fishing area is this grayed out area. It's marked with 2 ropes attached to the center of the buoy. The rope is 9 yards long. This is the radius. They form an angle of 170 degrees. And we want to find the approximate area of that shaded sector. Area of a sector is the measure of the arc over 360 times pi r squared. The measure of our arc is 170. So 170 divided by 360 times pi 9 squared. Again, I'm just going to type in, let's see, it says approximate area. Approximate means we can round. So let's go ahead and type pi in the calculator for this one. I'm going to do 170 divided by 360 times, kind of scoot out of the light so it's not glared, times pi button, always pi button, times 9 squared, which comes out to about 120 point, we'll just round to the nearest tenth, 0.2 yards squared as we are calculating area. All right, number 7, what is the circumference of a circle with a radius of 5? Leave your answer in exact form. Circumference of a circle with a radius of 5, since the circumference formula is 2 pi r, this is on your formula chart. If I plug in, we'd have 2 pi times 5, which in exact, you just multiply 2 and 5, which is 10 pi. We don't have units, and so we just leave a u at the end for units. Number 9, find the length of each arc. Round your answers to the nearest tenth. Let's see, if we're doing the left side, the darkened side, arc length formula is the measure of that arc, 150 divided by 360 times 2 pi r, where the radius is 19. We'll call this side x, and we'll call the other side y. So x is equal to 150 divided by 360. Since it says round to the nearest tenth, we're going to type the pi button in the calculator. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm writing. There we go. So I'm going to have 150 divided by 360 times 2 pi times 19. Comes out to about, nearest tenth, 49.7 units feet, because this is just arc length. To find y, though, we have to hunt a little bit more for this measure. The measure of that arc is 360 minus 150, which comes out to 210. So now we want to do the measure of that arc, which is 210 over 360 times 2 pi 19. And if I type this in the calculator, 210 divided by 360 times 2 pi times 19 comes out to about 69.6 feet. All right, number 11 wants us to find the area of each sector above. Round answers to the nearest tenth. So if we're finding the area of the bolded, we'll call that area x, the little area y. The area formula is the arc measure. So if we're finding for x, that arc is 270 over 360, and it's times pi r squared, where our radius in this problem is 13. Rounding answers to the nearest tenth means type in the calculator. So 270 divided by 360 times pi button times 13 squared. Rounded to the nearest tenth comes out to about 398.2 units on this one are feet squared, because we have area. If I want to find the area of y, I need to hunt for that angle because it's not given. That angle comes from 360 divided by, minus 270, which comes out to 90 degrees. So this formula would be 90 over 360 times pi r squared. And if I type this in the calculator, we're still typing in pi because we want to round to the nearest tenth. Comes out to about 132.7 feet squared, again, because it's area. All right, you guys, let's skip to number 15. And I will work the odds of area of regular polygons and geometric probability and regular probability on the second video.